198, 199, 200, 201, 202, 203. Oh, sorry, you caught me counting my Nerf darts. Wait, I don't want to lose track, so let me write it down right here. 203 darts. This is important. I like to keep track of my Nerf darts. Want to put today's date. When did I have the 203? So let's see. Today, using pen and paper, you can't beat that. Or maybe you can. Today is July 21st, 2015. All right, sorry for that interruption there, but we like to keep track of our Nerf darts. We're using pen and paper. That can't be beaten. Well, but what happens if I lose this pad? What happens if it gets eaten by the dog or it gets wet? Well, luckily that's not a problem, but this is Dad Does, and we are reviewing the Livescribe 3 Smart Pen. So check out what just happened there. As I was writing in that, in real time, it was going right into this app. So 203 darts. What I'm going to show too is that I can convert that to text. Look at that, converted right over to text. Today is July 21st, 2015. I could add that to my calendar, all types of cool things. But what happened again is, as I'm writing in this pad right here, the Livescribe 3 pen is bringing it right into our app here and stored where we can share it and do all types of cool things. Let's take a closer look. All right, taking a closer look at the Livescribe 3 Smart Pen. So pen and paper is great. You can write, doodle, do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about batteries running out, anything like that. But sometimes you want to store, sort, and be able to retrieve that information. That's where something digital comes a little bit better. So I'm going to scroll down right here and you can see what happened. Right here on the app, whatever you write goes right into the app. I'm going to show you a live demonstration here just so you can see that a little bit clearer. So right now I'm just going to add, I'm going to put right here so you can see it. We'll just put a big doodle so you can see it. Let's say I do a big triangle like this. I consider that important to show it's not just text. What you're going to see there, right in real time, that triangle just appeared in our app as well. Of course, if we put any notes here like start, and I'm going to underline it, you'll see right there, start, underline is going to appear right there. So real time, so it's hooking up through Bluetooth, and again, allowing anything you write in this pad to appear in your app. All right, so what exactly do you get with the Livescribe 3 Smart Pen kit? So you get the Smart Pen, and here it is. Looks like a standard pen, but there are a couple of interesting features to it. First, right here on the bottom, this is where the point is, but right in here you see is where it has a laser where it has a lens in there and it's able to read your movement on the special pad. We'll get to that in a second. The pad has microscopic dots we can't see, but this little lens in here can pick it up so it knows exactly what you're writing. As we look on the top of it too, this is a little bit stylus here. So you can actually click, we're going to bring our phone in for a second just so you can see this, but you can use this to select things on your phone. So if you want to use it like a stylus, move things around, it's kind of neat that it has that on top of it. We're going to go back in terms of operating it. See how there's a blue light here? It means that we are synced up. This is working with Bluetooth. And the way it works, real elegant. As you turn this, you're going to see the pen goes in and out. As it goes in, so you're not writing, it also turns off the pen. Now you're wondering, all right, but how does the pen charge up? Right here on top, hidden behind this little stylus in here, if you pull this off, little micro USB, so you just charge it up there. So really elegantly done, where it works just like a pen. You turn it to have the ink come out, the pen tip come out so you can write, and as you do that, it turns on the phone, on the pen, which you've synced with your phone, sync it one time, and then once it's synced up, it'll sync, and then there's the Livescribe app, and that's where all the information you're writing is going into. Now let's take a look at the pad, because that's another important element of the Livescribe pen. All right, so here's the notebook that you get in the starter kit. Now, it looks kind of like a standard notebook. I'm going to open it up and show it to you. It's got lines. It's got white on it. So there's nothing really too amazing. I'm going to do a close-up so you can see. You really can't pick up that there are microscopic dots in there. But actually, this pad is a smart pad, and it works with the pen. So we're going to show you a couple of features on it. If you look down here at the bottom, you'll see there's a record, a pause, and a stop. And that's what there's one killer feature we really love about the Livescribe 3, and that is that it can record audio as well. I'm going to get to that in a second. Up on top, a couple different numbers here, 1, 2, 3. These are used to kind of trigger different functions depending on what software you might be using. Also some flags you can trigger here. So what this means is that it's not just a pad where you write on, but as you click on these things, again, the app knows where you are because of the little lens on it, so you can click on the different things with your pen and in effect turn this pad into a smart pad. But the key thing we want to point out here is they make a lot of different size pads. Refills are inexpensive, so it's not like, once you use this pad up, you're spending another $100 to get another pad. No, they don't cost that much more than a standard pad, and they come in a lot of different sizes, and real straightforward where you can just write on it. We're going to show you another demo here. All right, let's get to some real world usage here. So we see this, college students I think would love this, anyone who's at a lecture. So let's say I'm listening to something now and I'm taking notes. All right, this down here so you can see is important. All right, teacher saying something really important right here. Now, often I'm scrambling to try to keep up with them and, kind of get exactly what they're saying. Let's say they're going to list a couple of things. But let me show you something cool down here. I can just click right here where it says record. When I do that, I'm just going to show you the top of my pen. You see it turns red here. That red light means that now my phone or tablet, this works with iOS or Android, I've turned on the mic and it's recording and it's synced up to where I'm typing. So right now as I'm talking, it's recording. So important, I can be doing this as I'm talking, important, point number 1. Okay, now let's say that I've got that and I continue on. So the professor's talking, they rattle off a whole bunch of important things which might be on the exam. I didn't get a chance to write them all down, but I am recording now. And what that means is that the audio is actually linked up to this text here. We're going to show you that. I'm going to stop the recording. And again, to show them, I'll zoom in so you can see how easy this is. You never have to go to your phone. You could if you wanted to, but I just click here on stop with a pen. And as you see, that turns blue now, means the recording has stopped. And we're going to show you the phone now and how that all worked. All right, so we've jumped over the app and we're going to real quickly go through some of the stuff here. I've got a couple of different views, your page view, your feed view, and your pencast view. Let's just show you the page view. This is basically a direct scan of what you're writing. So again, this is what I wrote, my handwriting and everything. I can zoom in. This is important point number 1. But notice something interesting. Important point number 1 is in green. We're going to show you why as I click on that. And what you'll see now, it's going to appear, let me just do that, so let me zoom out so you can see as I click on that, important point number 1. And notice down here where it can now play. So I'm going to go ahead and play. When I do that, I'm just going to show you the top of my pen. You see it turns red here. That red light means that now my phone or tablet, this works with iOS or Android, I've turned on the mic and it's recording and it's synced up to where I'm typing. So right now as I'm talking, it's recording. So important, I can be doing this as I'm talking, important point number 1. Okay, now let's say that. All right, I'm going to pause that and show you something amazing that just happened there. So as you remember, and you can go back and rewatch the video if you want to see, I clicked record and then it started writing this important point number 1, all of that. But what's really cool about it, as you saw that green fill in, it fills in synced up to the audio. So what happens then is that, let's say you've been sitting in class for an hour and at one point, 20 minutes in, they said something really important. You just write it here. And then you're just able to click on this, as we just did. Number 1. Click on any point in it. You see I clicked a little bit later. Let me stop that. And it's going to go back and play that audio. So we're really kind of blown away by that, but that really changes the way you take notes. You can just scribble something down, like listen later. And then when you click that, even if that happened 40 minutes into the class, it'll go right to that point. I'm going to show you another example of that because we think this is fantastic. All right, so here's a real use case here. I was at a seminar actually about branded YouTube videos and was taking notes on it. Now the thing is, my handwriting's so bad I can't even read it, right? But in this case, it doesn't really matter. I'm looking at the page view. So if at any point I want to hear what was going on right here, I've got some stars here. All right, so I'm going to pause it there, but as you see, there was an important question I thought during that seminar, so I just wrote there, and then I'm able to go back and hear that point. So what this does is, even if your handwriting's not perfect, you're still able to link it up to the audio segment, so we think that's fantastic. I'm going to show you a couple other features of the app as well. All right, just to show it works both Android and iOS, we've gone over to an Android device so we can take a look. So here's the app is pretty straightforward. Things are organized into notebooks. You can click on a page. So we're going to go into this page, the one we just did here, and we can look at it exactly as it looked as we wrote it out. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so I can show you ways we can share this. So this is page view. So let's say that I just want to share this page right here. I can select this by holding it down. See how it's selected right here with that check mark, and then I can go out and share this by email. It creates a PDF, and I can do this by a number of different ways. It's going to show it here, but basically create a PDF of this if we don't need to OCR it, convert that to text, and just share that out wherever I want. So that's one cool way. You have any of your notes automatically saved, in this digital realm if something does happen to your paper. I want to show you also, though, if I go into the feed, so this is where you can do the OCR, basically. So we're going to go in, and so 203 darts here, all we do is swipe and you see it converted it to 203 darts. If there's a problem, and sometimes the OCR is not perfect, you could just click it and you'll be able to go in and edit it as well. And as you go into any of them, you can edit. You can also, on this one here, I'm going to show you sharing. Once it's converted to text here, you have some different options here. So now you have things where you can like copy it to your clipboard or paste it directly, because now it's converted to text, it's not an image. So the share options do change. That's just put in the clip tray there based on whether it is an image file, which would be more something like a PDF, or whether you convert it to text. And that's pretty much it. Then the Pencast we showed you, that's for the audio recordings, one of our favorite things. But what we think is really neat though is that, you know, some of the stuff you might say, okay, I can read my own handwriting, it's fine to have it like that. But if you want to be able to search on it and have all those additional features, you can convert that to text, and you can choose what you want to convert to text. Also some sophisticated stuff, like you can add things to your calendar. You put the date in and there are options to add to calendar. So a lot of cool things in the app, but the basic idea is that you write in a pad like you would just in the normal world, writing on a pad, but then you have all these additional options because in real time it's being scanned in to your Android or iOS device. All right, we want to show off the calendar feature here, so we think this is pretty cool as well. So as we write out in our Livescribe 3 notebook, meet Bob on July 30th, 2015, we're now going to jump over to the app, where it of course has appeared here as well. So we're going to show you that. Now, first thing we want to do is convert that over to text. So I'm just going to swipe that over, and it's converted it. But as you see, it's made a little hyperlink on the July 30th, 2015. What that means is if we click on it, now we have show in calendar, create event. So I can go ahead and create event here, and it's going to go ahead and put it in for me. And as you see, Thursday, July 30th. So it already has a date, and I could just put what this is here. So we think that's pretty neat. You know, if you're talking on the phone or taking notes or with someone at a meeting, you can write that down. You can even be doing an audio recording as well, and then also do this calendar event, so you'd have all of that there. So we think that's a neat feature as well. All right, so Livescribe 3 Plus, the Smartpen, we really like it. So a couple of different use cases where we see it really paying off. If you're a student going off to college, high school, whatever, we think it's great because, again, as you're writing things down here, it's appearing on the screen. Your doodles, whatever you want, will appear on the screen. Then the ability to convert it, to OCR it, so you're able to search it is great. But of course, our favorite feature is the audio recording, where you can just go ahead and click record, and then anything, and I'm just going to show it to you here, so we didn't show it to you before. So I just clicked record on the pad, and when I do that, you see recording on your device, whether Android or iOS come up there. I can pause it just by clicking in my pad, so now I've paused the recording. I can stop it. So it's turning a pad into a smart device, which we think is really neat. So that audio recording we think is the killer feature of it. But overall, if you're someone who likes to take notes with pen and paper, this is great. But if you also like a little bit of digital gadgetry to go along with it, where you can have it stored, shared, sorted, all of that, then the Livescribe 3 makes a lot of sense for you. Come on over to daddoes.com. We're going to have a full review over on the site. $198, $199, $200, $201, $202, $203. Oh, sorry, you caught me counting my Nerf darts. Wait, I don't want to lose track, so let me write it down right here. 203 darts. This is important. I like to keep track of my Nerf darts. Want to put today's date. When did I have the 203? So let's see. Today, using pen and paper, you can't beat that. Or maybe you can. Today is July 21st, 2015. All right, sorry for that interruption there, but we like to keep track of our Nerf darts. We're using pen and paper. That can't be beaten. Well, but what happens if I lose this pad? Or what happens if it gets eaten by the dog or it gets wet? Well, luckily that's not a problem, but this is Dad Does, and we are reviewing the Livescribe 3 Smartpen. So check out what just happened there. As I was writing in that, in real time, it was going right into this app. So 203 darts. What I'm going to show too is that I can convert that to text. Look at that, converted right over to text. Today is July 21st, 2015. I could add that to my calendar, all types of cool things. But what happened again is, as I'm writing in this pad right here, the Livescribe 3 pen is bringing it right into